Hey D, just off the bat, you guys have Denver tomorrow, and obviously you guys had that series against them last year. They return a lot of the same guys. What are you kind of looking for out of that matchup, if anything, that might tell you where this team is and how far you guys have come along in terms of your development?
Just looking to play basketball. I mean, we're not looking forward to one specific opponent to see where we are. Every game we match up with anyone and we can kind of dictate where we are in the season. And, it's a good team. A team who we played last year, and was successful against in the playoffs, but it's a different year. So, we can't look at last year's team. They have a different team. We have a different team. But it's going to be a good battle between two good teams.
And just as a quick follow-up, is there anything in particular you relish about going against Jokic and what he brings to the table?
He's a hell of a player. He's playing extremely well this season. He's able to shoot the ball. He's able to, score out of the post. He's able to pass. So he does it all for their team. He brings the ball up, and their guard sets screens for him. He's running the action. So he brings a different dynamic that we probably haven't seen this year. But it's always fun going up against, a player like that.
Okay, next up, Dan Woike, please.
Hey, D, are you going to read Jared's book?
No, I thought it was an audio book.
I think you can read it too. All right, fine. Are you gonna listen to Jared's audiobook?
No, I told him to leave me out of that stuff. I've been getting tagged all on Instagram and stuff from comments from his book. So no, I'll probably listen to it though. Support the team. Man.
Good for you. In relation again to Denver and Nikola, as a big man who's a skilled player who can do a lot of different things. How much fun is it to see kind of that position open up and let guys kind of do things like the way that Jokic does them or you do them and not be put into sort of like just go stand on the block and do post moves?
I think that's just the way the league has gone since maybe like my third year in the league. The bigs have kind of shifted to, being able to, shoot the ball, put it on the floor, pass, and not just, the traditional bigs, going to the block, posting up, and, doing the crab dribble and shooting jump hooks and things like that. So the game has evolved, and, it's good to see, the big man kind of being able to, have some of that guard-like skill, bring it to the game. It's a different dynamic. They got two guys over there, Jokic and Bobo, and Paul Millsap as well. So they got 30. But you said starting to see it all around the league where bigs are bringing the ball up the floor on a fast break or, just off a rebound, putting it on the floor, passing, shooting the three, shooting the mid-range, things like that. So it's good to see the big game kind of evolve into, guard type, skill set.
Okay, Dave McMenamin, please.
So, AD, in Jared's book that you still haven't supported yet because you're not quite up to speed as a teammate, he said that Dwight was such a big part of your success against Denver in the playoffs last year. He felt, actually, I think he wrote that Jokic, I don't think he used the word scared, but had an effect that Dwight had on him versus anybody else he had. And I know you all said that you're different at the center position, not necessarily better or worse. You have guys who take charges versus gives many blocks, et cetera, et cetera. But how much was Dwight a part of your success in getting to the finals, getting past Denver last year?
Huge part. Didn't play much in Portland, didn't play much in Houston. And then, to come into a Western Conference Finals matchup and series and start the game for us and make sure that we secure the series. When he came in and did his job, he put pressure on Jokic, being physical with him. Maybe got in his head a little bit. So made it uncomfortable for him. And I think without Dwight, especially in that series, tell him, what would have been the outcome. And he was a huge part of our success. And he deserved every bit of that ring as much as everybody else on that team.
Okay, Melissa Rowland, please.
Hey, D. A lot has been said about how LeBron has sort of helped you and, known when to talk to you, known when to give you space in terms of his leadership. How would you describe his leadership and how has that helped you become the best version of yourself?
He's always been a guy that I leaned on. He's like a bigger brother to me and, helped me with things I need help with. And off the floor. So it's been good just having him around and being able to, call, text him whenever I need support on anything. Mainly on court stuff, just trying to figure out everything. So it's been good just having him around, and if he see things, he helped me. And if I have questions about anything, he's always there, picking up his phone or responding to a text and helping me out. So it's been good to have him around, just kind of helping me through everything. Growing as a player, growing as a leader for a team and for an organization. Something he's been very familiar with his entire career.
Okay, Kari Jones, please.
What's happening, AP? When you saw the game evolve, your third year in the league, were you already ahead of the curve? Were you working towards like shooting and expanding on the outside? And also, do you see the game evolving now?
Yeah, I was a guard in high school, so I've always kept, my guard skills when I hit my growth spurt. So I was already shooting the mid-range, shooting good from the line. Shot threes in Kentucky. I didn't shoot as many my rookie year, my second year in the league, as any, just because of our system. And I was really like, me and Robin Lopez were like the only big, so I kind of just stayed in the paint. But, I'll bring the ball up or whatever, but I've always kind of had the skill, so I was kind of ahead of the curve. And still just, evolving now. The game is evolving. I wasn't, I had a ball at the top of the key, and for our sets, but I wasn't, getting off the glass and pushing it or having guards on set screens and stuff for me. So, I think that aspect of my game has evolved, just the way the league is going.
Okay, last two questions. Davide, please.
Hey, AD, Davide from Italy here. You've been on the road for 7 games now. Which is the COVID rule, the COVID protocol rule that you can't get used to?
That I can't get used to?
Yeah. Something very, tough to deal with, accept.
Well, it's tough for me just going back home in Chicago and not being able to see my family. Something that I've always done just because, I've been in the Western Conference, since I've been in the league, and I don't go back. I only go there once. And so that's usually when I see all of my family and everything like that. And so it's just tough not being, we went to a lot of guys' hometowns, Marquise, Philly, KCP, Atlanta, Bron, Cleveland. We just, guys don't see their families like they usually do. So I think that's a tough part.
Okay, and final question. Dan has, I believe, another question.
Yeah, just a quick follow-up. AD, we talk a lot, or people talk a lot, I guess, about the Clippers, you guys, the Nets as being like this really top tier. How do you view Denver as a team that's as dangerous as anybody else?
Absolutely. Denver's always in a conversation about one of the better teams in the league. They're always one of the top teams in the West, top 4 or 5 teams in the West. They came back from 3-1 twice last year. I know they have a different team, and Jeremy Grant was a big part of that, but they're a well-coached team, well-rounded team, and they always can put fear in somebody's heart. They scare a lot of teams. And so I've always viewed Denver as one of the top teams in the league, capable of beating any team in a 7-game series. Yeah.
Thanks, AD.